Alright, so here we are. We're here to show you our latest X-Top. This one was commissioned for us by an individual who watched the last video and ended up sending us some custom designs, and so we ended up building it for him. This one took us about 2 months, almost exactly, to complete, so it went a lot faster than the last one, and we're pretty happy with it. As you can see, this is the front of it. We've got the disc tray right here. I'm going to go ahead and spin it around. In the back here, you can see we shortened up the cable. We've only got one cable this time, going from the lid to the base instead of the 3 last time. We've also got a much smaller power plug. It takes up a lot less space. It looks a lot better. We've got the Ethernet port here. We've got the VGA out with a little switch right here. Just flips right back and forth between the onboard and a separate monitor. We've also got a headphone jack right here, and then 2 USB ports as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in here. Open it up. And we'll get this thing fired up. This one features a lot of improvements over our last one, including a digital potentiometer volume setup. So instead of having the clunky knob, we have these 2 push buttons right here, which are volume down and volume up respectively. You can either tap them or hold them down to go faster through the volume settings. We also have the power button right here in the center, and then to the right of that is sync and then eject. So we've got the sync right there and then eject. Also, you'll notice that our ring of light setup's a lot different. We've got 4 acrylic rods here with the new blue LEDs we installed, so we think that's pretty nifty. The customer that bought this from us requested the Apple keyboard you see right here, so we had to hack that up and get that in there. This time we also redesigned the entire interior of the case, so instead of the airflow going from the right to left, it now starts on the left, comes across the case, and comes out the right side here on a bank of vents that we've got. There's also a fan blowing air straight up here. So in essence, we have only 4 fans this time instead of the 8 last time. So you get a much quieter, much smoother running unit. Also, because we were able to eliminate the inverter board from the monitor this time, because we ran it directly off the Xbox 360 power supply, there's a lot more room inside the case for better airflow, and the heat sinks they barely get lukewarm at this point. So it's a really nice change from last time. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the VGA to that monitor over there so we can demonstrate that that functions exactly like I'm claiming it does. Just take me a second. Make sure I've got the plug right side up. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch. And when it goes over to the other monitor via VGA, the console will actually restart. And that's just the way the Xbox is. That's not something we wired in. That's just how it works. So you can see that boots up fine over there. You still get sound from the unit. All you get is the ability to run it to your 80-inch Platina. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and flip it back over to the on-screen monitor. When you switch from that monitor to this one, it doesn't actually reboot, which is kind of an interesting difference there. We also have built in a wireless adapter, so let me sync up this controller here and we'll just go show you that it is indeed in there. So you can go ahead and see we've got our wireless network there. So we'll back out, we've got a 120 gigabyte hard drive in there. Just installed 4 as a 3 on there, so it's got some stuff on it, but still all good. We go ahead and open it up here, and we'll show you a little bit of gameplay just to prove to you that it actually does work. Also, the monitor we're using is a Gateway 1775W 17-inch widescreen with a resolution of 1280 by 720, which is a pixel-perfect resolution for native Xbox 360 games. So it turns out looking real nice, and we've wired it with the HDMI from the Xbox 360 motherboard. One of the other features about this one that we really enjoyed over our last one is that It's much flusher. If you remember our last one, it had those big tabs on it. This time we use tiny little tabs just to make sure that the paint doesn't scratch when it closes. We also got rid of all the monitor buttons because in this instance they're almost completely useless. It doesn't do a whole lot for the functionality of the system to be able to switch the inputs when you don't even have another input. This is to answer some of the questions we got about our last one. This is all the firmware on this is stock, so this will never get banned from from Xbox Live. In Microsoft's eyes, this is just a fancy case for one of their Xboxes. This case was completely hand built by myself and the other person I work with. Hand painted. All of this was designed by us. It was modeled heavily after Ben Heck's revision 5 of his Xbox laptops, but as you can see, there's some modifications we threw in. So now that the game's all loaded up, we can, hopefully at this point you can tell that I'm not just making stuff up, it actually does run. I'll just go with the ugliest car I can find.
Final. 4.
So the whole thing is powered off of the standard Xbox 360 power supply for a Jasper unit. The only difference is that everything in this is powered off of that power supply, so there's only one plug, that tiny little 8-prong one I showed you there. So you can see, it's just this one cord right here. We'll probably cover this up in some cable wiring, so don't worry. I know it looks a little sketchy now, but it'll be fine. There you go. So that's pretty much it. We'll hang on a second here and start the race just to, have a little bit of fun. But like I said, this one was built for a customer, so this one's not for sale. But oh Jesus! All right, there we go. This one's not for sale, but if you're really interested in having one built for you, you can go ahead and send me a message on YouTube to the account that posted this video, and we can discuss that further. If you have any questions or comments, we actually do read the YouTube page, so go ahead and leave a comment, and if you're not an idiot, we'll get back to you. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did, and stay tuned, maybe we'll make another one some point.